Today is the first in a series of events this week where we and our allies and our partners will be standing with workers, calling for higher wages and better working conditions. And we hope that you'll join us for those as well. Obviously, the policies and the practices of banking issues in the past have brought great harm both to families facing foreclosures, communities as well, and it affects us all. We've been in conversations with U.S. Bank over the last few years around issues such as foreclosures, excessive payday lending.
These banks should have policies in place that support our students and families. Foreclosures negatively impact, they disproportionately impact our students of colors, our families of color. And I've always wondered as a teacher in this district, why does a student come to school and start acting out and then tell me they have to move tomorrow or the next day? And I never understood, how could a family not know they were being evicted? Now I've come to realize that landlords continue to collect their rent from their renters, even though they know they're going in foreclosure, and then they give the families 1 or 2 days and tell them that they're going to be evicted. And this causes so many problems with our students in school. And when students act out like that, they're trying to tell us that something's wrong.
And you know, really, all the banks in Minnesota, especially the largest bank here, for example, Wells Fargo and US Bank, they refuse to work with the Somali American Business Remittance Associations. So we're demanding a fair wage for workers. We're demanding justice for everybody. We're demanding that we need to work together. But really, this gathering is going to be continuation. Unless we demand. That's why the story of America is the story that we stand what is right.
So I'm with an organization called Make the Road New York. In New York, we are one of many community organizations across the country coming together to help form a membership organization of community partners standing together with bank workers from around the country and around the globe, standing up for working conditions inside the banks. The banking industry rakes in around $100 billion in profits every year. And yet, workers are making minimum wage or barely above. Number one, we want a fair share of the $100 billion in profits that go into CEO and bank executive pockets currently. Number two, we want full-time, stable employment that we can count on, careers that we can live with, careers that help us to raise a family. And number three, we want an end to pressure cooker tactics, sales goals, and impossible metrics that push bank workers into a position where they have no other choice but to be pushing products, credit cards, loans on consumers who don't want them, don't need them.
The bank is here, the last bank has closed, not working with the remittances companies. So a lot of families, a lot of Somali American families, East African families are struggling to send money to their loved ones back home.
Right. Wells Fargo and US Bank are not working with the remittance program?
They closed their accounts a long time ago.
Okay. Is there some banks here that are?
I think there is no bank in the state that is working with the remittance companies at this moment. And this issue is really a humanitarian issue. And we're working with the federal government, especially our Congressman Keith Ellison, Eric Paulson, our Amy Klobuchar, and Al Franken, the senators. But the point is that this is the big bank here, Wells Fargo. It's one of the biggest banks we have still in Minnesota, and also US Bank. We want them to, we understand there is a concern about issue about security. But what we are saying is, we are an American, we can do attitude. I do believe that if the banks and the remittance companies and the regulator, if they sit down and they can hammer out a deal that works for average families, so the people here, average folks, can really support their families.
We want better communities. We want better lives. We want better lives. We deserve it. We deserve it. Who makes $6 million for you? We make $6 million.